good afternoon and welcome to the Magpie Suite here at St James's Park, home of Newcastle United Football Club. We're delighted to be here with Boxer and Sky Sports ahead of a brilliant night of professional boxing on Saturday at the Utilita Arena. As you can see, the main event fighters are all with us now. I'm going to throw straight to Boxer promoter Ben Shalom. Ben, it's been hard work, but what a card we've got in store for us on Saturday night.
Yeah, I was saying to you earlier, to start 6 weeks ago and be here today in Newcastle on a week like this and have Savannah, Hughie and Chris all in big fights. What a card, what a night, and yeah, really looking forward to this one.
Just a word on the atmosphere we're expecting as well. Just walking around town yesterday evening and today, the place is buzzing, and we're expecting that atmosphere on Saturday night inside the arena as well. It
is buzzing. I mean, since the takeover, the tickets have been going crazy. I think there's something here at the moment where the whole city is behind the club, the whole city is behind the sport, and so we're feeling the effects of it. And so to have Saturday night coming just before their first home game is unbelievable, and massive presence from Geordie fighters as well on the card. It's
fair to say that you had big plans to build part of the Boxer stable up here. I mean, the evidence is there with the undercard fighters and the main event fighters that you've got. And is that a project that you see gaining real legs? And can I put words in your mouth? Would one day a fight at the stadium be on the list of priorities?
I think so. When we looked at it at the start, we couldn't believe how many fighters were up in Newcastle, whether it's Mark Dickinson, Georgia O'Connor, April Hunter, Steve Robinson. We're all seeing on the undercard now. And then when we got Savannah, who probably is the best female in the world, who is from Hartlepool, who has a close affinity with the city, it just makes sense. And there's so much talent coming through that we couldn't even get on the card tonight. So, yeah, Newcastle is going to be a common fixture for us, and delighted to be here.
Adam Smith, Head of Boxing Development at Sky Sports and commentator. I just know that with both hats on, you would have been delighted when Ben said North East is a real priority for us. And to be back up here so soon, you must be delighted.
Ben and I have been working behind the scenes for a number of weeks now, and one of the first things we said was the North East. It's an amazing place, Newcastle. It's got a fervent support. It's a sporting city, long seen as a sleeping giant, both in football terms, in boxing terms. Not anymore. Takeover time for the football, and as far as boxing goes, we love coming here. We brought Prince Nassim, Joe Calzaghe, Nigel Benn, so many over the years, and in recent times, of course, had many good shows up here. But I think this is the start of something new. Great faces, great new faces, the likes of Steve Robinson, Georgia O'Connor, April Hunter, such a character, so many. And the bill is phenomenal, Andy. I'm really excited to have Chris Eubank join us. Of course, he was going to fight a couple of weeks ago. We're fantastic. We've got him back so quickly. Get the momentum going with Chris, who's going to be a superstar for Sky. We've got Hughie Fury, fantastic. And what a week for Hughie to go after what happened last weekend in Vegas with the Fury name, keeping that going. Tough test with Christian Hammer, and Savannah Marshall, of course, who we've worked together for a decade now. Special relationship we've had with Sky and Savannah, but to see her defend her world title, against an unbeaten fighter here, fantastic. I think it's going to be a great night for the city, a great day for the city on the Sunday with the Spurs game as well. So delighted to be back in Newcastle, and opportunity knocks for all of these.
Without further ado, let's get to the fighters and their teams. I'm looking down to my left. Let's start firstly with Nissa Sowland, who's here for Wasserman Boxing. Nissa, obviously, great disappointment for Chris, and I'm sure that was a turbulent 48 hours, to use, for want of a better phrase. But opportunity knocks. Chris gets to walk out in front of a Newcastle crowd, who I'm sure will be grateful to see him. But how important is it to get Chris out as soon as possible?
I think in all my time in boxing, I've never seen two main event fights pull out in the space of 5 days. It was completely crazy. Very grateful to Sky getting him on this bill in such short time, and with his opponent Vanic, he's got pedigree. I don't think people realise that. He's from a boxing family. He's only young, but he's had a lot of experience in there. And, at this stage of Chris's career, we do not want any banana skins. We can't afford any slip-ups. There are very, very big fights waiting. But I expect Chris to put on a show as usual. And I think the Toon crowd could be in for a treat.
I'm going to ask you to pass the microphone to your left, to Roy Jones Jr. Roy, delighted to have you up here in the North East, and I think you better be ready for some selfies and some attraction from the fans, because they're going to want to see you. Frustration, it's the word of the day. I'm sure that when that call came, you echoed what Chris had said on the night that you thought it was a joke, you thought it was a wind-up. But has the delay given you more time to work with Chris, and how important is it to get everybody going in the right direction? Postponement, yes, not a cancellation. He's still on the card. He still has to put everything together that you've worked on behind closed doors.
Yes, it's always important to keep everything going in the right direction. So to get him right back on a card within a 2-week span, it only gave me more time to work with him and to continue to better him. So I just love working with Chris. He's a great athlete. He's a guy who also always wants to learn, always wants to get better. And, of course, my mind has so much up there that we'll never run out of things to learn. So I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it.
Are you the sort of coach that studies fighters? Did you get a chance to study Wanik Awidjan, or is it just we'll find out when the first bell rings?
I study everybody, but we'll find out when the first bell rings.
Okay, thank you very much. Vanik, let's come straight to you. Welcome to the UK. I gather this is your first time here. How are you finding it so far, and how much excitement do you have ahead of Saturday when you face off against Chris Eubank Jr.?
So, first of all, thank you everyone, for inviting me to the show. Thank you for Nissa for the opportunity, and Wasserman Boxing and everything. And as my first time in UK, I was not disappointed. Everyone was so welcoming, and the atmosphere is just amazing. It's my first time fighting on a really big stage like that, and as soon as I got the call to fight Chris Eubank, I absolutely did not hesitate to say yes, because it's my opportunity to show what I can, and I know Chris very very well, because I was also attendant at one of his fights in Stuttgart against Wanik Awidjan when he knocked him out, and he's one hell of a fighter, really. So we prepared extra hard for him, and yeah.
One hell of a fighter, you say, but do you believe, as you look across there, that you can beat him?
I can, actually. Everyone is beatable, even him. He's not, he's a human like me, and he got 2 losses too. I've seen his fights, and I'm pretty sure I will surprise everyone attended in the arena at Saturday.
If you have to go the distance and win this fight on points, do you believe you can do, or do you believe that you can knock Chris Eubank Jr. out?
Depends. It always depends on the way the fight goes. I can't predict anything. No one can. But I will do my best to do everything that's needed to win the fight. Either way, by knockout or by points, doesn't matter.
Chris, great to see you in Newcastle. Didn't think we would be seeing you in Newcastle. Just rewind a couple of weeks ago and try and put us in that sort of mindset of how that news was relayed to you and how you took it and what's happened in between.
Yeah, listen, we don't need to go back. We're looking forward now. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in this man here, because he had so much to say online, so much heat and energy was coming off of his social media over the last few weeks, and now I look over and I'm seeing a guy who hasn't got that same fire. I was hoping to hear, some nasty things.
Just wait. I was about to say.
Well,
continue.
Listen, this is your shot, kid. Say what you got to say, because you had a lot to say on social media.
Okay, no problem. Why didn't you fight me the first time?
Because you were underweight. Oh, no, overweight.
Right. But how long are you in preparation for this fight? For October?
4 weeks.
What?
Yeah, 4 weeks for my last fight.
Just 4 weeks?
Yes.
Okay, I got told you've been training for months. You never.
I'm always in the gym, but 4 weeks I had for the fight.
Look, I had this fight on 1 week notice.
Okay.
You were pulling out for 3 kilos.
I was told you wanted to be 12 stone. I'm a middleweight. I fight at 11
You're
stone.
You're a middleweight. I saw you fighting in super middleweight too, so you can do both. It's no problem.
I can do, but I'm not going to go up to fight you.
Because you were scared.
If you're Canelo, maybe I come up and fight you.
Okay.
But at middleweight, that's where I'm
everyone
at.
has their excuses. You can show it on Saturday, no problem. You got the, you can show it now, no problem.
No, well, we're going to see, but I was just a bit disappointed because you said I was scared.
You were.
You called me a pussy, and
you were scared.
I was shocked to see these things on social media, and I was interested to see if you had that same energy when we were sitting across from each other.
Don't get fooled by my appearance. I will have the same energy.
Just to clear a few things up, there were two opponents who were in standby, and it was Muratov and yourself. And actually, we ended up picking Muratov because he had a higher ranking on WBA, not because of the weight. I think we would have accepted the weight in the end, and Chris was happy to accept the weight. But here we are. Look forward to a big fight on Saturday, and you guys leave it all in the ring.
No, it's going to be left in the ring, but I just, I wanted to make sure that you understand that, before you said the things you said on social media, you were just a guy. You were just a guy I had to beat to get to the next guy. There's, no malice. I didn't like you. I didn't dislike you. But, after seeing the things you said, now I have a reason to go out there and terrorize you. I hope you understand the position you put yourself in.
It doesn't matter. You ain't going to do shit.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Believe me, you will.
That's what I wanted to see some of that. Yeah. I'm sorry about the language, by the way.
You've done my job for me.
I was just repeating what he said. I don't use bad language, but but yeah, okay.
You're a nice guy, right?
We've got some sauce now. That's what I was waiting for.
Okay, well, apologies if anyone is offended. It's fight week, so there is going to be some bad language. Peter Fury, you can follow that.
I don't even know what to say about that.
Peter, it's a big night for you. The two on your left, your son Hughie and Savannah Marshall, world champion. It's a big night for the whole stable.
It is. It's good to be here. So this is what we train for, and to be in good fights. And they've both got good fights. So what more can you say?
Lolita Mozea comes here as Savannah Marshall's opponent, two undefeated punchers. What sort of fight are you expecting, and what do you want to see from Savannah that you've been working on?
Savannah's just got to take her time and see what's in front of her and just work it out. It's about boxing and skills. It's not all about power, because you try and land power, it doesn't land. So she needs to just work it out and see how it goes.
Just follow up on Hughie Fury. You know Christian Hammer very well. What sort of fight are you expecting from him? You've obviously been in the opposite corner to him before.
Yeah, Christian Hammer, he's a fighter. He comes to fight as well. He comes to win. He's a tough man. And, he'll give it his all. So I'm expecting a good fight. And that's the reason why we picked people like Hammer to bring good fights. We're not interested in walkovers where people's going to take a shot and fall over. And Christian Hammer doesn't do that. So it's another good test for Hughie.
And I've heard you say it quite a few times recently, but it's worth reiterating. You very much have, forgive me if I'm putting words in your mouth, stop me if you think I'm wrong, but very much, if you're good enough, you'll learn in a tough fight. As long as you don't get badly beaten, you're learning. Is that the mentality that you've had with Hughie, particularly that he's only 27 and he's been a pro a long time now?
They're in the fight business, they're brought up to street fight, back in our days, it's a no-surrender business, this. It's not play boxing, they're here to do a job and get it done properly. And he'll fight till every last blood is in his body. The only time he's going out on the floor is if he's out cold. If he's got any breath in him and his heart's pumping, he's getting up. That's what he's brought up to do. The fighters, it's a warrior sport, this. And that's what we're here to try and do.
I've heard you say before, though...
He's here to try and do, I'm sorry. Not me.
Whatever you say. But you have said previously that, he has been a young man or a boy fighting against fully fledged men. Do you believe now at 27 that he has filled out and he's got his man strength?
Yeah, he's been 5 years ahead of his time. He's a kid at 6'6", 18 years of age fighting these pros, fought for a world title at 22. Look, all fighters know when they're coming through, when they look where they are now to what they was when they was a young fella. Look, I've trained with world champions, I know what it's been like. And it's a different ball game. You can't put men against young men, various boys, so to speak. So now he's arrived on the scene, he's a full set man, and he's ready.
Let's hand over to Christian Hammer and Errol Shaylan, who's going to help with the translation part of the team. Christian, welcome back to the UK. Just tell us what's going to happen on Saturday night against Hughie Fury.
Hallo, ist der Mann. Danke für eingeladen.
Thank you for inviting to
Und
the show here.
ja, ich habe gute Erinnerung hier,
I have good member.
wann ich habe gegen Preis geboxt.
When I fight David Price,
Ich bin glücklich, ich kann wieder in England boxen.
I'm very happy to be here again.
Und wir sind hier zu gewinnen, nicht zu verlieren.
I'm here to win.
Ich habe Hughie gesehen, aber der kommt von Familie von Fury, aber ist nicht Tyson.
He's from the family Fury, but he's not Tyson Fury.
Ist Junge, aber
young guy.
ich habe viel gelernt von meinen Kämpfen. Ich habe viel gelernt.
Many experience from my fights.
Ich habe viel gelernt in den Ring und ich bin bereit für das und ich möchte zeigen einen schönen Kampf und einen richtigen Krieg und einen großen Krieg.
And a big war, of course.
How do you win this fight?
Wie willst du diesen Kampf gewinnen?
Nein, wir haben einen Plan, ich will alles geben und das ist kein KO oder normal, ist kein Problem. Für mich ist wichtig zu gewinnen. Wir gucken, was kommt.
For me it's important to win. I give my best, doesn't matter KO or by points. I try to break him and win the fight.
Und ich hoffe, wir kämpfen nicht, der läuft immer, weißt du.
I hope he's not running only. And,
wir sind hier zu kämpfen, nicht
I'm here to fight,
zu laufen.
so he's standing like a man and fight.
Darum, wir machen Boxen, wir machen keine Zyklismus oder wir möchten Boxen, nicht laufen oder so.
Okay.
Eine gute
He
Chance.
won't fight, don't make a marathon running or something else.
Okay. Okay, I mean, Hughie, I don't want to make this Rocky IV, but he said, I'm here to break him. I'm going to make it a war. Don't run away. Wish I wasn't sitting this close to the two of you now. I'm relaying this. His words, not mine.
Let's put it this way. He's not here fighting David Price now. I'm a fighting man. So, we'll see. I'm looking forward to the fight.
Do you believe he can stand and have a war with you? Do you believe he can break you?
He can do what he wants. I've repaired into the gym, done what I've got to do. He's a tough, durable fighter. Respect him. I'm looking forward to the fight. These are the fights what I want. I'm not here for fighters just to go in there, knock him over. I've learned the hard way, and that's the way I want it. I want to fight, and that's why we picked Hammer, and going to get a fight.
It is the entertainment business as well, and in that heavyweight division, what puts bums on seats is good performances, but also knockouts. If there is an opportunity that presents itself, do you believe that you could knock Christian Hammer out?
If the knockout comes, it comes. We've prepared for 12 rounds and we're ready for whatever Hammer brings.
Do you believe now that you've got that maturity, sort of echoing the questions that I asked your father, that now that you have got your man's strength and we might see not a completely different Hughie Fury, but a slightly different Hughie Fury?
Yeah, it's a different ball game now. It was against a man against a boy before, but I have filled out and people's going to see.
Right, Ben Shalom, this is caught fire quite nicely.
I think the strength of the card is shown by the opponents. I was with Wanik last night, and he's so relaxed. He's unbeaten in 16. It's a great opponent that we've chosen with Nissa. You then look at Lolita, knockout power, never been beaten before. And then Christian Hammer, who we know about, and you look at his record, you see who he's beaten. And he's really only lost to very, very, very elite guys. So I think that's what we want to bring to Sky now. It's about proper fights. It's about our fighters getting tested. It's about, the fans seeing the biggest fights on the biggest platform. And so really excited to get going. But I think, that all three fights are proper.
This brings us on to the world title fight on the card. Lolita Isaiah takes on Savannah Marshall. Lolita, I'm going to come to you first as the challenger. Welcome to the UK. How excited are you, and how are you finding the UK so far?
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here. This is a great opportunity for me. Thanks a lot.
What do you know about Savannah Marshall?
Savannah Marshall, she's a champion, and I've watched her fights. She's a good boxer, but the only thing is she has never faced someone like me. There's only one Lolita. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? There are some fights available, but there isn't a huge amount. What sort of fighter are you? What sort of fight can we expect from you on Saturday?
A good fight. I'm going to give you a good fight. Perfect fight. It will be a good fight for that night.
And, your punching record, there's 8 knockouts on there. Do you believe you hit hard enough to to put a dent in Savannah?
On that one, it is going to, you'll see what is going to happen. I'll do my best until I win the fight.
Do you mind if I ask you, what would it mean? Would it change your life if you went home as a world champion? What would becoming a world champion mean to you?
It means a lot. It's going to change my life. That's why I'm here to win and do my best.
Wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Savannah, the champion. I think I'm right. This will be the first time that you get to defend your world title in front of a live audience, in front of a crowd. So being announced to the ring as a world champion and having your friends and family at ringside and a sold-out bouncing arena. I don't want to put too much pressure on you, but 11,000 screaming. It's going to be a pretty good feeling, I would have thought.
Yeah, definitely. I became world champion in lockdown, and then I had my first defence in lockdown part 3. So yeah, I've never been able to, show my family and friends live and let them enjoy the experience with me.
What sort of fight are you expecting from Lolita? I don't expect you to give away your and Peter Fury's game plan, but what sort of fight can we expect from what you've been able to see?
I'm expecting a tough fight from Lolita. I'd be a fool to overlook anyone. She's unbeaten. She doesn't know what it's like to lose. So yeah, I'm expecting her to come, and I'm expecting the best version of Lolita.
I'm sure all the talk, and we're very, very guilty of it because we're very hot on it at the moment, but all the talk about Claressa Shields and women's super fights, that is one of the biggest fights in women's boxing history. All of that goes away if you don't get past Lolita Mazea on Saturday. How are you guarding against distractions and complacency?
That doesn't really come into play. Lolita's in front of me. Lolita will be there on Saturday night, so I can't overlook Lolita. Not at all.
You seem to be in a great place at the moment. You've got great momentum. The partnership with Peter is paying dividends. What sort of performance do you want to produce on Saturday? What do you want to show, not just the people in the arena, but everyone on Sky Sports as well?
Definitely, it's been a tough camp, a long, hard camp, and I wouldn't expect anything different, really. So I'm well prepared. I'm well prepared for anything Lolita brings. And I'm confident. I'm confident in my skills. I know I can punch, I know I can box on the back foot, come forward. So I'm excited for Saturday, I'm really excited.
All focus on Saturday, but I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you about the potential super fight. If you think it happens, and if it does happen, do you think that you beat Claressa Shields? The talk is ramping up now.
100%. Gosh, what can I say? I've always been confident in what I can do. Yeah, I know I beat Claressa, I know I beat Lolita. But saying and doing it's two completely different things. So, like I said, Lolita's in my way. So I'll get shot of her and then we'll crack on with Claressa.
That puts the pressure firmly back on you, Ben, as the boxer promoter. It's a fight that everybody wants, but the road is bumpy and we're not there yet.
Yeah, I think, as Savannah said, she needs to focus on Lolita. Lolita is a top fighter. I think we'll be looking to unify in December. We signed Claressa to a 2-fight deal with Mark Taffet and Dimitri Salita, so we know it's going to happen. We know both fighters want it, but we believe Savannah is the best fighter in the world, and we really believe in that. And I think with Peter behind her as well, there's nothing that can stop her. But as I say, she has to focus on this one. Lolita, I've spoken to her team. They're not messing around. She's got knockout power as well, so it's going to be both fighters looking for it.
Final word to you, Adam. It's set up perfectly.
It is set up perfectly. Savannah Marshall obviously has been part of our sort of Sky family for a decade now. You talk about Claressa Shields. She beat Claressa Shields, and that fight is a dream fight. But it's a dream at the moment because this lady to my left, Lolita, is unbeaten and ready to take her opportunity, and that's what this stage is all about. This platform, the big shows are about that, giving the fighters the chance to come over and cause sensations, cause upsets, and go home, with world titles. But Savannah, we've been very close to her. I mentored her for 4 years at Sky when she was our scholar. I think what she's done through her career, the ups and downs, the fact that now she's got that world title, she's got the amazing relationship with Peter and the confidence now to go out there and perform, I think she's going to take some stopping. So fantastic main event. Great to have Chris back after all the issues that he's suffered. Great to have some fire in that fight as well. We welcome you as well, Vanic. That's brilliant. And Hughie Fury and Christian Hammer. I think it's going to be a terrific fight. So, yeah, really looking forward to Saturday night. And bring it on, Andy.
Thank you to all of you for coming. Thank you to you guys for coming. So remember, if you've got your tickets, you're lucky. What an atmosphere we're looking forward to at the Utilita on Saturday. 7:30 for the Sky Sports viewers. Sky Sports Arena, Sky Sports main event, Sky Showcase. So make sure you join us.